On the back side of the first big long tomato bed, I did plant the beans look terrible. I did plant a few squashes. I planted some Swiss chard. I planted some carrots. And I did plant another zucchini. Don't remember where exactly I planted it, but I did plant it, y'all. That's just, yeah, you'll remember. Yeah, no, I didn't remember. But hey, it is what it is. I did plant some butternut squash. I do believe in here. I know I planted more yellow squash and more zucchini this fall. This bee balm, I do believe I am going to move it. So I'm not going to do it until the fall. Looks like I got some volunteer marigolds there. I did not plant those. At least that's what I think. That's what they look like. Most of these tomatoes in this row I did cut down. I may add, if there's room, put some po beans in there. Just because. And I do see a whole lot of beans that I'm going to have to probably start picking. I do have another volunteer plant here. I'm letting it grow. It is what it is. This first 4x8 bed that had the garlic, I did plant some carrots in there, and I think I planted a couple other things. I don't remember what they were, but I did plant it, and I did cut the biggest part of the tomatoes out of here. So I'm going to have to replant this. Same way with that 4x8 bed over there. I know this right here don't look pretty to look at, but I'm hoping to get some seed heads from that, so I can start more of the dahlias from seed. I'm still waiting for the purple one to bloom, because that's what I put in here and I didn't see it coming up. So therefore, that's why there's a tomato plant in there. So that 4x8 bed, it is gone crazy. Not very much that I cut out of there. The kale is still growing. There are tons, and I do mean tons, of tomatoes in this bed. I don't remember how many I planted. They are mainly paste and cherry type tomatoes. I've not harvested any from them as of yet. I did harvest a little bit of 2 beans yesterday. I know I planted a whole package here. So my thinking is I want to can green beans. Yes, I'm going to be planting more of the green beans, the bush variety. It makes me wonder if I need to plant like more than one package to get enough at one time to can. So just my thoughts. That bed looks wonderfully. Very impressed with all these tomatoes on this bed. And I have pruned, I have tied up. So, except for a couple of them. So, and of course, this is a volunteer. I know what that is. That's that scalloped squash. Yeah, look on the back side. And I do need to harvest some basil as well. So, this area, oh, I missed a few tomatoes that I need to cut down. This is my Brandywine. That is the survival seed for this year, tomatoes. There are some tomatoes forming. Yay! This tomato here, well, there's 2 or 3 here. I don't know if it's because of the drift, since this bed wasn't affected, or if it's because of this tall sunflower that is reaching to the sky. If that is what is taking all the nutrition here close by and causing these tomatoes to look that bad, to look kind of So I'm gonna go ahead and let them grow, because I think it wasn't two here since I didn't get these. So I think it got this potato plant too, so I'm going to have to pull that up and empty that crate. I may just go ahead and let it go, but I don't know. It could be the dirt that I put in here as well, because I did take some dirt from the dozer deck, which people's burned. We've burned there. And what a dozer deck is, people put their trash and all that, and then they doze it down. So that could be what possibly what's causing some of the tomatoes. It could be my fault. But hey, that's okay. And these weeds are my cover crop, so whatever's eating on them won't eat on my tomatoes. And there is a volunteer tomato. Am I going to leave it? Yep, going to leave it. And there is my cantaloupe. That's another survival seed. I did harvest this potato. Not very many that was there. But hey, it's still something. And I did finish planting all my tomatoes. A lot of them are, some of them are along here. And let me go show you where I planted the rest of them. So I made a temporary space. These panels will be used for something else. So as of right now, they're being used right here. I did plant some tomatoes on each panel, and there are some tomatoes planted in the middle, along with a butternut squash and some sunflowers. So I'm going to back up a minute. There, I did put the archway there. That archway will stay. My plan, this is my plan, may change, for down here in this area. I will be building something right there using those two panels. So stay tuned for that one once the build starts. My plan is to put some flowers up to there, and then a 3-foot bed of flowers here, and then the other item that I will soon be building will go right there. That will use the panels, at least 2 panels. Gotta go get me well, I have one more panel, and then we're going to use those panels. So, and this is a self-seeded Rebecca.